Hey everyone, we're still working on the heater core here. We got the passenger seat out, 85 vet. We just put the new one in. It's sticking out right there. We go into the dash. Take a look. There she is. Right. Alright. Okay, so we hit an obstacle. This latch that sticks out of the side over here that controls the vent from opening and closing, the hoop it goes in broke where it goes into, so we needed to buy a new plastic piece to hold that in there, because once that folds out we would have to take everything back apart again. Well, there's the part number. $632 is what it ended up costing. 889-81031. That's the part number, and you're gonna spend, like, you know, I'm going in there, so they gave it to me for $6, but this is a $10 part right here. So, you might end up needing that. Alright, so we're under the Corvette here. We're looking at the new heater core inside of it. Running up through there. Gonna put the piece of foam in. Right, this piece of foam. Right there. And that's the screw that they talk about is the difficult screw. Right up here. I can't even get my fingers in to show you. But there's like no room. Alright, so I'm going to try to slip in this new piece. And then after I do that, somehow latch that. You have to spin it to latch it on. We'll see how it works out. Alright, so I'm going to try to get under here and show you what's going on now with this piece that we broke. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So we're in here. Right. See that piece right there, that latch? This has to go onto it. But we have no room under here at all. Okay, under the passenger seat of the vet. Got some fresh cuts on my hand. We finally got this thing in there. The cover. Don't forget there's still the top screw that's missing. That thing's sticking out. My next project, I gotta try to get that. Oops. I try to get that onto this thing. Right. Put that through it. Through that top right there. And then we'll open and close the vent from this. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that in there. First we gotta put this in, then that in. But first we gotta bolt it down with all the screws. Oh, it's tough to get under here. It's tough to even record it to show you. Okay guys, I'm still at it under here. I managed to get a few pieces in. Trying to bolt up this now. One thing I gotta tell you is on this piece right here, this one, on the other side of this, there's a plastic piece that has to snap into here. It was very hard to get to. When the cover was loose, I went in through the other side. I cut my hand, as you can see, doing it. But at least I got it back in. Now I'm trying to get the cable back. We ended up getting that piece through right here. So, where is it? Right there. We got it in. I actually ended up putting it in first and snaking it through carefully, because that new washer that I showed you wasn't easy to latch in there like this, because there's no room to reach anything in there and do it. So I was glad I didn't break it, that $10 plastic piece, but it's getting back together. We'll see. I'm trying to screw these screws in, get them back in there. The top screws of this cover, I didn't put back in. They're way up there. There's no way. Way behind there. Yup, no way. Alright, so we got the hush plate back in. About to start putting this passenger side back together. We're going to start with that panel. First I got to screw back in this thing first. Ugh. Screw back in that piece. That piece comes next. As you see, I got the foam and then the dynamat under there. This was all done, but the carpet's not new. The hush plate I got back on, hooked up the light. All that's under there now. I don't know what's under here, but I don't know. That's where it was under there. So everything went in nice. I just got to fix my radio now. pull my radio out and get all my GPS modules back in there. I think I'm going to put everything back over here and put a little Raspberry Pi in back of here because it's all empty. So that's where that ECM was that you've seen. And just think there's a screw over here, literally probably about an inch right down from my finger, that holds everything in. So very hard job.